Hey guys, it's Jenny and Coach Jim.
Hey, how are you?
He's my ride today, and as he is shuttling me around San Diego, we're going to chit-chat on some things that I can learn from and everyone else can as well. How's that sound?
Sounds exciting.
So you drive safely.
I will. I always do.
You are a good driver. I appreciate that. All right, so Jim.
Yes.
Lots of times I get asked, and you are a coach, a MAPS Mastery Breakthrough Coach.
Yes.
So you talk with lots of real estate agents.
Yes.
Every single day. And
Every day.
I get hit up like I'm some kind of expert on hiring.
Uh-huh.
And I'm still learning, obviously. So what are the concerns or questions that you get all the time that you get to help clients through when it comes to hiring team members?
That's a great question, Jenny. I think right now the big thing that I'm talking to my clients about is motivation.
Yeah.
Are we hiring agents that are motivated to make money?
Yeah. Well,
and
what's the answer?
Well, the answer in a lot of cases is no, because we're not asking the right questions to find out whether they are motivated. So we're talking about we only hire the motivated.
All right. What are questions that you ask to find this out?
So I would ask. Sorry, I got a motorcycle zooming up behind me. I would ask. Tell me what's important to you about making money.
Yeah.
Why do you need to make money for your family?
Okay.
What happens if you don't make money?
You know, it's kind of like when you are working with seller listing clients. I remember in my early days of real estate, I was so afraid to talk about money with them.
Right.
I didn't want to ask them how much they had left on their mortgage or what their finances were. And it's kind of important to know that.
Yeah, it is.
And it's just as important to know when you're having someone on your team.
Our business, whether we're working with buyers, sellers, or, think about it, we're hiring a buyer. We're hiring a seller. And we're hiring agents to work on our team. And in every one of those instances, we have to know what their motivation is. And their motivation is, why do you want to do it? Why is it important to be doing it? And what happens if you don't accomplish the goal? And who else is involved, and who else does it impact? If you don't make money, who else does that impact? I
think that is a huge important thing to stress and note. And how can you ask that in an interview process about their spouse or partner? Because don't we see it where they're not supported at home, and gosh, it shows up in the office? And sometimes sometimes we know that can be motivation for the person we're hiring too. Is that if they're competitive, they'll compete with their spouse. We can think of one.
Income too. Yes, we know of one. We talked about it yesterday. If anybody takes one thing away from what you and I are discussing today is, let's check people's motivation, because the great thing at Keller Williams is we have this process that we follow, right? Career visioning, and yet the KPA that we use up front does not ask anything about motivation.
No.
So it's incumbent upon us to add that layer in as we're discovering, because do we as business leaders, do we want to hire people that aren't motivated?
Well, let's just go right into this other little segment. You were with me in San Francisco at Recharge. Yeah. Patrick Lencioni, I keep talking about it. That blew my mind, and I read the whole book on the flight home.
Of course you did. Jenny's one of the fastest implementers ever. So she's given the book. She's given the book that morning, and she gets on a plane and has it read by the time she gets home.
And at our next team meeting, we implement.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it goes.
And so what's so cool about it is the hungry, the humble, and the smart, the people smart. And wow, if you can get buy-in on your team that that's who we all agree that we choose to be,
right?
Now it's a real clear funnel and filter on what we're looking for next team members.
Right.
So for example, on our team, Nate and Brittany are helping with the hiring process, and when we got back, I shared all this with them, and I said, so the person that we've been talking with, does he fit all of those? And they go, ooh.
Right.
I don't know now. Right. So it was a whole enlightening piece that changed the way we think about things.
Well, yeah, it's a great concept, and it fits so well with what we do at Keller Williams through the career visioning process.
Yeah.
And hungry equals motivation.
Yeah.
Right? Do you need to make money? Why is it important that you make money?
Yeah.
Because for some people, they may have a spouse that makes money and it's not important to them.
Yeah.
And then we get to decide whether or not we want to hire somebody that's not motivated to make money.
Or be okay with the number that is important to them.
Yeah.
We get to make that decision.
And sometimes too, what we find with people that we hire is that they've never made more than $50,000 a year. So as leaders, it's incumbent upon us to get them to think bigger.
Yeah, raise the financial thermostat.
Yeah, Gary Keller always says our job as leaders is to teach people how to think. And he says it's to teach people how to think so that they can get what they want when they want it.
Yeah.
So our job as leaders is to get them to think bigger and just chunk it down to, okay, so I mean if you've only ever made 50,000 and you want to make 100, we show them the way. How do we do that on our team, and how do we do that in our business?
And how does $100,000 a year person think? Because they think differently.
Yeah, absolutely. They
and
do.
I'm certain that it eliminates scarcity thinking, and fear, and victim language.
Yep.
Which are my pet peeves.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's say goodbye. That was some good stuff there. If you guys need anything from me, my number's 918-706-9845.
And get a coach. Get a MAPS coach.
Get a coach.
Get a MAPS coach.
That's important.
All right, bye.